Now, one question we get from clients pretty often is, what exactly are mergers and acquisitions? What does that mean? And what is an M&A transaction? M as in Mary, A as in Apple, mergers and acquisitions. What are these? Hey there, this is attorney Sarah Holmes of Holmes Business Law P.C. We are a business and trademark law firm that also provides general counsel subscription services to business owners. This is a term that a lot of business owners might throw around. It may or may not apply to them. Typically, M&A transactions would apply to larger businesses, like, usually in the tens of millions of dollars. Things under that level typically just are Main Street business sales, business acquisitions. But mergers and acquisitions, formally, really, a merger would be two companies coming together and merging into one new company, such that their identity now after the merger is of one company. The employees are all on one payroll. The IP is all aligned. So a merger is really two coming together to be as one going forward into the future. An acquisition is just as it sounds. An acquisition is typically a larger company coming in and acquiring or buying a smaller company, hence the acquisition. Now, if an acquisition can be done in several ways. So an acquisition could be a stock sale, meaning that the buyer is acquiring or purchasing the stock of the target company, the company to be acquired. In that instance, the acquiring company will take on the identity because it's buying out the stock of the smaller company. In a stock sale or stock purchase, generally the company buying the stock will take on and inherit liabilities because it's buying the entity itself. It's buying the stock or the membership, the equity of the target company. Now, an asset sale is different. An asset sale would be when the purchaser is only buying the assets of the target company. So only buying potentially the good things like the stuff of value, and usually not buying the associated liabilities with it. Now, in order to accomplish that, you would have to have a really tightly well-written purchase agreement, an asset purchase agreement that lays out what are all the assets that are being purchased, what's the amount of money. We're specifically stating in the purchase agreement that liabilities are not being purchased as well. And also, you have to make sure that the due diligence is really on track with those types of transactions, either a stock or an asset sale, meaning in the due diligence period, the person wanting to buy the target has figured out all the information that they need to know about the target company, and they're satisfied that the things are represented as true. They are aware of any liabilities out there. And then in these agreements, there are certain representations and warranties that we always ask sellers to make to the condition of the business, certifying that things are true, such that if a buyer finds out later that some of these things were not true or maybe were negligently misrepresented, they may have a cause of action to go after the seller to either recoup some of the sales price, to undo the sale, or a bunch of other ramifications that, again, can be written up in these types of purchase agreements. So M&A, mergers and acquisitions, covers a really wide variety of transactions, whether it's a merger of two synergistic businesses that want to become one, whether it's acquiring a business that's of strategic value to someone else, or whether you are just a general business buyer looking out there to acquire a new business for yourself and to maybe run a company. So due diligence is key. What goes in the agreements is also key. And finally, the last point is the valuation. So in mergers and acquisitions, valuation can be a big deal. As with the ways that there are available to buy a company, there are so many ways available to value a company. So there could be the third-party value. There could be an inside purchaser value. There could be fire sale liquidation value. There's a lot of different ways to value a business. And if it's something that you really needed to get for your business, you would want to look at a valuation firm that could provide you with a formal valuation. So of course, if you need help with a business purchase, business sale, you can feel free to reach out to our office. Our number is 215-482-0285. Thanks.